Hey everybody! Today I'm going to do a holster review on some awesome custom Kydex holsters made by Paul at PJ Holster LLC. I found his holsters mentioned in several forums online when I was looking for an in-the-waistband holster for my new M&P Shield, and I'm really happy that I found his site because I absolutely love his holsters. As you can see, they're very small and simple in design with no extra bulk, and he makes them for any gun that has a mold available. He also just got the new Springfield XDS 45, so he can already make holsters for that too, which is awesome. The PJ holsters I've got here to show you are all for the M&P Shield, just so you can see some of the different options that he makes. He makes purse and pocket holsters. He also makes very simple mag pouches. He makes on-the-waistband holsters that also have a very simple design, and the retention is great on those. And then of course he makes the in-the-waistband holsters. And since each holster is custom made, he can do any cant or angle that you request. He also has several different clip options available, which I'll show you a couple of in this video, for different methods of attaching it to your belt. And he also makes them for different belt widths. His website order form lists all the standard belt widths, but since he makes each holster by hand, he told me that he can pretty much accommodate whatever somebody needs. Now, I've been carrying my Shield daily in one of his in-the-waistband holsters, which has been extremely concealable for me, partly because it is just the size of the gun. There's no extra Kydex hanging around to poke you or stick out anywhere, so it's also been very comfortable for me. I haven't experienced any pinching or anything while wearing it, although I do usually tuck a shirt or pull my underwear between my skin and the holster just to act as a little barrier or cushion. Another reason this holster conceals very well on me is because of the cant, or the angle at which I requested. I chose the deep concealment option, which is shown in the photo banner on the top of his webpage. And this one has a very extreme forward rake of about 30 degrees, so the grip is not visible at all for me underneath my t-shirts or cover garments when I wear it directly behind my right hip in roughly the 4 o'clock position. I've gone ahead and clipped it onto a belt here so you can see how the deep concealment cant sits in relation to my belt. Obviously, this portion of the holster below the belt line is concealed inside my pants because it's an in-the-waistband holster. I did request the deep concealment option, so unless you request something different, which I did, I'm going to show you all of his standard in-the-waistband holsters actually come with a 15-degree cant, which is more like this one. As you can see, the 15-degree cant is much more upright than the 30-degree. So the 30-degree pulls the grip of the gun much more forward. I can still conceal with the 15-degree cant, which I'll show you, but the 30-degree works a little bit better for me. And as I said earlier, you can email him and he'll make the holster for whatever angle you specify. I also asked Paul if you can get any different ride heights for the holsters, and he said that although his style does have a limit to how high the holster can ride and still have it protect the trigger, he does try to accommodate whatever somebody wants. His standard ride height here conceals very well for me, but I know that some people might want it higher so that they can get a fuller grip on their pistol, or lower to conceal it deeper inside their pants and whatnot. He doesn't charge any extra for customizations as long as it's not too far off from what's standard. And he also said that people can send him pictures of the cant and depth they would like it to ride at. Plus, his prices are extremely reasonable. His holsters run for about $50. Now, I'm 5'4" and 120 pounds, and I prefer to carry in roughly the 4 o'clock position directly behind my right hip. This is the 30-degree in the waistband holster that he makes, and as you can see, it lines up very well against my body. It's not concealed right now. Even though the shirt's black and would conceal better than a lighter color, it is a little bit too snug, and it does still print, even though the grip is in very well in line with the frame of my body. So I usually wear a little bit looser t-shirts or a cover garment to conceal. Now, with the 30-degree angle, it's not quite ideal for 4 o'clock. I just want to note that it's not a natural grip angle at 4 o'clock position. The 15-degree cant that he makes is actually a much more natural grip. But I chose the 30-degree just so that I can pull my cover garments a little bit tighter for added concealment, just because of the way I normally dress, and it just conceals a little bit better for me. But if you're not sure what angle you want for your holster, you can always just make sure you always point your gun in a safe direction, and you can move it around your body to see the natural grip angle you have in different positions. You're straight up and down in 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and as you move further back, you can see the gun tilts and more of an angle right here in this position. So this is my natural grip, and when I try to reholster, you can see 30-degree is a bit extreme, but that's still what I went with. I just wanted to point that out. I'll go ahead and show you now how the 15-degree lines up against my body. I can still conceal with the cover garment with the 15-degree, but hopefully you can see it does stick out a little bit more. My grip is more natural, but I can't pull a cover garment quite as snug with this angle. Right now I've got on the 30-degree with just a regular t-shirt. Conceals very well. As you can see, the grip is forward enough that it doesn't stick out anywhere on my body. This is an example of an outfit I might normally wear because I like to layer a lot. I wear a lot of tank tops and cover garments. Right now I've got on the 30-degree holster, which you can see conceals very well underneath the cover garment. It does print a little bit with just a tank top, but on my body, the 30-degree is forward enough that the grip does not poke out the back of my cover garments, which is great. Here I've gone ahead and put on the 15-degree for you. Same outfit, just to show how it compares. It still conceals, but it does poke out slightly more. This is one of my favorite concealed carry shirts. First because it's my favorite color, but also because it's got these ropes on it, which are actually great for concealed carry because they're very distracting and they distract your eyes from looking for the print of a gun. Now right now I've got on the 15-degree holster, which you can see conceals fairly well. The grip of the gun is right there. So I'll go ahead and show you the 30-degree. Lines up like that. The 30-degree also conceals very well, as you can see. I've become a huge fan of Kydex for my holsters for many reasons. First, just because drawing and reholstering from Kydex is extremely easy and consistent. I also love that Kydex doesn't retain moisture like leather does. I also want to note that Paul did a terrific job at forming all of these holsters to fit the shield perfectly. The draw on all of them is very clean and smooth, and there is a very crisp snap when reholstering the gun. The last shooting clips showed me drawing from Concealment with this 30-degree deep concealment in the waistband holster, but I have also used Paul's magazine pouches and on the waistband holster at the range, and I really love how they all take up such little space on my belt. They're all just very compact. His magazine pouches are a very simple design, as you can see. The clip is formed from the same Kydex as the magazine pouch itself, so it's just one piece of Kydex with no added hardware. So that keeps his prices extremely affordable. His magazine carriers, I believe, are about $15 a piece. The retention also on them is terrific. They worked absolutely perfect at the range. And the on the waistband holster also worked terrific at the range. The retention on this is awesome. It snaps in really, really snug. For his on the waistband holsters, he only offers 2 different clip options. He's got this one, which is a very easy clip-on, which you can see just clips quickly and easily over a belt. He also offers a closed loop that must be threaded onto a belt like that, but I don't have that one to show you. Again, the clip-on version is nice because it's super convenient to just clip on at the range without removing your belt, but I might try to exchange it actually for the closed loop, since that one is glued to the body of the holster and would be more secure, even though it would be less convenient to have to take off your belt to thread it on. I think that's what I would prefer. He actually sells 5 different clip options for his in the waistband holsters, and he offers both standard and tuckable versions of all of his different clips. The tuckable versions actually have a gap between the clip and the holster, which allows you to tuck your shirt behind the clip. First off, I will show you his behind the belt J-hook, which looks like this, and it is very easy to put on and take off with your gun inside the holster because it just hooks over your pants and catches underneath your belt. It comes with a piece of Velcro attached to the clip, and you also get a piece of self-stick Velcro so you can line the inside of your belt to help support the weight of your gun, since with the J-clip it's riding more on the waistband of your pants than on your belt. Paul says that the J-hook works better for tuckable and lighter weight guns. His second option is invisible Velcro, which I don't have to show you, but it's the same as the J-hook without the hook at the bottom. Paul said it's great for light guns like the LCP and the P380 in the tuckable option because nothing at all is visible. I couldn't find a picture on his page yet, but I know he's updating his site soon. The third option he has is the one I've been using to carry my shield, and it's his standard over-the-belt clip-on loop, which works well for heavier guns because the weight rides on your belt rather than on your waistband. It is very easy to clip onto your belt, just like the J-hook is, but I personally like this clip-on loop better than the J-hook, just because I feel like it's more secure clipping over the top, and I don't want to line Velcro on the inside of my belt. Paul said that this style is better for bigger guns like the Glock 19, XD, and 1911s, and I'm actually going to exchange this holster for his fourth option, which I don't have to show you. And that's a closed belt loop that you would thread onto a belt. It looks like the clip-on, but since it's a closed loop, it provides a more secure setup, although it's less convenient to put on since you have to take your belt off. And his fifth option is the C-hook, which he does have some photos of scattered around on his website. It's a combination of the J-hook and the over-the-belt clip-on because it's got a ledge at the top to support the weight of your gun, but it rides behind the belt to make it less visible. As I mentioned, he'll make any of the clip options into a tuckable version, and this is the tuckable version of the J-hook. As you can see, there is a gap between the belt clip and the holster, so you can tuck your shirt over your gun. It also comes with Velcro on it to help stabilize it on the inside of your belt, and it also comes with a piece of Velcro to line the inside of your belt, so it's a very concealable option in the tuckable version. This one is the standard J-hook that is not tuckable, and you can see there's no gap here to tuck your shirt in as the clip is formed from the Kydex on the holster. Here there is a separate piece attached so that it is tuckable. And for those of you interested in Kydex thickness, he does use the thinnest Kydex for his tuckable holsters, which is 0.06 of an inch. And then he does use 0.08 inch Kydex for his clips on the tuckables. His standard in the waistband holsters are a little bit thicker. He uses the .08 inch Kydex for his holsters. And then his thickest holsters are his on the waistband holsters, which are quite thick. And he uses .093 inch Kydex for those. This is a pocket or purse holster that he made for my Shield, and it's really nice. He actually makes several different types of pocket holsters with photos shown on his website. Some have more of a hook here, and I like how this one is made to catch here and here for when you draw your gun. I haven't used it yet since I just got it, but I plan to use it inside a purse at some point, since the Shield is definitely too big for any sort of pocket carry for me. There are certain instances, such as when wearing a dress, that I will be purse carrying my Shield using this holster. That's about all I can think of. He does take all orders through his website, pjholster.com, and he's always been good about answering my questions via email. All the guns he currently makes holsters for are listed on his site, but if your gun isn't listed, he says he'll buy the mold if there's one available and make that holster for you, so that's really cool. He does have a 30-day return policy and a lifetime guarantee against breakage. The only thing I do wonder about is how these Kydex clips will hold up for my cold weather shooting, but at least I know he will replace the holster if I have any problems with them down the road. I love supporting USA businesses that make great products, so hopefully this video helped you out if you're looking for a new holster for any of your guns. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.